Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, teaming up with SD1 Sports to get you set for SEC football in 2019. Keep it locked in right here at SD1 Sports SEC Network. All right. 5 reasons why Gus Malzahn will not be back to coach Auburn in 2020. Reason number 1 is that the gap between Alabama and Auburn is widening each and every season. Since the kick six in 2013, in which the Tigers pulled off the miracle on the Plains to get to the national championship game, Alabama is 67-6, and Auburn is 41-25, which is not a horrible record, but it's not good enough to compete for championships, especially in that division, in that conference. And Alabama's played in 4 straight national championship games, and Auburn, despite getting to an SEC title game in 2017, hasn't come close to Alabama, and the gap, again, is widening with a 52-21 showing last season, which was the worst defeat that Auburn has suffered to Alabama since 2012. And, of course, that was the year before Gus Malzahn and before he turned it all around when Auburn went 0-8 in the SEC and 3-9 overall. So reason number 1, the gap widening between Alabama and Auburn. Reason number 2 why Gus Malzahn will not be coaching Auburn after 2019 is that he's got young quarterbacks, and young quarterbacks make mistakes, and mistakes lose ball games. And defenses in the SEC, especially with that schedule, are not forgiving. So despite the talent at the position, and we're talking about Bo Nix, the number 1 rated dual threat quarterback in the nation, Joey Gatewood, the number 1 athlete rated by the recruiting services, top 10 prospect in Florida. Yes, they're talented, but their coaches' job is on the line, and young quarterbacks make mistakes. And again, this is not the league to make mistakes as a quarterback, and it's reason number 2 why Gus Malzahn will be out of a job at Auburn in 2019. Young quarterbacks make mistakes. Reason number 3, while Auburn will let go of Gus Malzahn following 2019, is that the schedule is downright brutal. Of course, Auburn plays in the best division in college football. In addition to that, they not only play the toughest draw in the SEC Eastern Division, they play what is the toughest draw possible. So, of course, everybody in the West plays 2 teams in the East, and Auburn gets the pleasure of playing Georgia every year, who has emerged as the dominant team in the East. And this season, the round robin comes up with Florida in Gainesville at the Swamp. Auburn has to play Georgia, one of the best teams in the country, and a top 10 Florida team coming back from 2018 on the road. In addition to, of course, Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M, even the underlings in the SEC Western Division are better than mid-tier teams in other conferences, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Arkansas. Plus, of course, the opener, where the aforementioned young, inexperienced quarterback, Gatewood or Nix, will have to possibly duel maybe the best quarterback in the country, certainly the best NFL prospect for 2020 in Justin Herbert at Oregon. Add it all up, and it's a brutal schedule for the Auburn Tigers. And reason number 3 why Gus Malzahn will be out of a job after 2019, brutal schedule. Reason number 4 why Gus Malzahn will not be back for Auburn is no improvement on offense. Gus Malzahn is an offensive guru. He's a play caller, offensive coordinator. That's why he got the job. That's why he's got the job. Now he has put it back on himself to call the plays and be the offensive coordinator. And, of course, he did that expertly back in 2010 and 2013. First as the offensive coordinator and winning a national championship, and then coming back as head coach and turning an 0-8 team in the SEC 3-9 into a national championship contender and seconds away from the BCS championship against Florida State. He called the plays, and he ran offenses that ranked in the top 5 in the nation in rushing offense, scoring offense, total offense. All right, Auburn last year was 78th in yardage and 48th in the nation in points. Gus Malzahn should be able to improve upon that, but if he can't, what good is he? This is his calling card. This is why he's got the job. He's an offensive genius, but if he doesn't turn it around offensively, then why keep him? Reason number 4 why Gus Malzahn will be out of a job following 2019 is that Auburn can't turn it around on the offensive side of the ball. And finally, reason number 5 why Gus Malzahn will be out of a job in 2020 is because fans in the SEC, they're rabid, they're proud, they're raucous, they carry a lot of weight, they're loud, they're proud, and they have to win. And they carry some influence. And if the administration there at Auburn is listening and Auburn pulls in another, say, 7-5 season, 6-6, and with that schedule, they could be still legitimately one of the 25 best teams in the country, as they were last year, but still go 7-5 or maybe even 6-6 if you do the math and they don't pull off any upsets. Let's say they trip up like they did last year against Tennessee. If they do that against a Mississippi State or Ole Miss or Arkansas, 6-6 is possible. 7-5 is probable. And if Auburn fans say, hey, Alabama keeps winning championships and we're losing 5 games, and they make a stink, the administration, despite having to pay out a huge buyout, may just listen. Reason number 5 why Gus Malzahn will be out of Auburn following 2019. SEC fans demand winning. And they are loud, they are proud, they are raucous, they are passionate, and they will say, Gus must go. Mark Rogers, TV, the voice of college football, teaming up with SG1 Sports here on the SEC channel here on YouTube to bring you the best in SEC football coverage. We'll be back with more very soon.